Sawadee krap, I'm JP Mestanza. Today is Tuesday, July 22nd, and you're watching Phuket Extra, brought to you by pbcphuket.com. Phuket's top officials have put themselves under the microscope in the fight against drugs, undergoing a drug screening at Phuket Provincial Hall. On Monday, Governor Sophon Suwanarat, his two vice governors, and department heads gave urine samples immediately after a cabinet-level meeting at Provincial Hall. The on-the-spot test is part of the Interior Ministry's White Interior Safe Zone No Drugs campaign, which orders every province to, quote, re-X-ray its own staff and remove any users or dealers on the government payroll. The governor stressed that participation in Phuket was voluntary to demonstrate transparency and earn public trust. Dozens of civil servants, contract workers, and laborers filed through the mobile lab, and they say that all results were negative. Officials say the screenings will be repeated without notice and expanded to lower administrative tiers to keep the province's local councils, district offices, and village defense units clean. Phuket's push is intended both to protect residents and reassure tourists that the island is a safe destination, a message that the governor links to wider safe zone drives on road safety, nightlife regulation, and child protection. Provincial agencies will now share data with police and the Narcotics Control Board, while staff who test positive in the future will be sent to treatment programs or be dismissed under Interior Ministry rules. For more, visit thephuket.news.com. Phuket's authorities are still in storm response mode after Sunday's sudden squall swept the island with several hours of torrential rain and strong winds. The governor continues to urge residents to remain cautious. Governor Sophon Suwanarat told a briefing at Provincial Hall that every district, Muang, Thalang, and Katu, registered damage that affects a total of 17 tambons or subdistricts, 32 villages or mubans, and 9 urban communities or chumchons. One Chinese tourist, 53-year-old Wang Yang, was killed and her husband slightly hurt when a large tree toppled onto their beach chairs on Koh Hei, south of Phuket. The province has now declared disaster zones in all affected areas so that state funds can be released quickly. Thalang was the hardest hit, as a separate report from Thalang district lists more than 40 homes damaged. In Paklok, 9 houses were damaged near Soi Nayao, power poles snapped outside the kindergarten in Paklok, and more homes were damaged on the Alpo Pier Road. In Sri Sutorn, around 18 houses in Mu 4 were damaged, and a roadside billboard on Tepkrasati Road crushed a house, though no injuries were reported. In Chungtalay, one home in Mu 1 of Chungtalay was damaged, and reports say trees were sagging over power lines in 2 lanes. In Mai Khao, fallen trees blocked the Saikeo Beach Road and Ban Puma. 12 more homes are now under inspection in Mai Khao. Highways, local councils, and provincial electricity authority crews worked through Sunday night to clear debris. Although the low-pressure cell has moved on, the meteorological department warns that the strong southwest monsoon are expected to keep Phuket, Phang Nga, and Ranong provinces covered in rain, while also continue the rough conditions in the Andaman, at least until Thursday. Waves in the upper Andaman Sea remain 2 to 4 meters high, and higher in squalls. Small boats are being urged to stay ashore, and larger vessels should proceed with caution. Phuket's 2025 flood, windstorm, and mudslide response plan is active. Evacuation centers and local help desks are taking damage reports, while district teams assess repair costs for Ministry of Finance compensation. Governor Sophon asks residents to follow official updates, avoid risky travel, and report new hazards immediately. For more, visit thephuket.news.com. Provincial officials and the Royal Thai Navy have taken a long-delayed step toward ending the decades-old land use dispute in the Bang Khanun National Forest Reserve, a 5,000-ride greenbelt in northern Phuket's Thalang district. At a meeting led by Vice Governor Abdul Chutong and 3rd Naval Area Commander Vice Admiral Suwat Donsakun, all sides agreed to draft a formal zoning map that will separate conservation land, naval facilities, and long-standing villages. The proposed allocation includes 4 main zones. The first is a watershed conservation zone, about 1,000 rai, that will remain fully protected. The second is a zone for the Royal Thai Navy and other state agencies, about 1,800 rai, far less than the 3,700 rai the Navy originally was granted for anti-aircraft, coastal defense, and police units. The third is a village/residential zone, about 2,000 rai, with up to 10 rai legally demarcated for each household that can prove occupancy predating 1957. The last zone is a shared public use strip. This includes sites for a 10 million cubic meter reservoir, the Phuket Pillar Shrine, on-site parking, an Otop market, and either a community kiln or public park. Vice Admiral Suwat stressed that technically everyone now living in the reserve is encroaching on state land, but he admitted that no evictions will occur until a government-backed plan is in place. About 260 villagers are currently on the disputed ground. 9 newcomers already face court action for fresh encroachment. A Phuket Forestry Department survey team will draw the final boundaries. Local leaders, the provincial ombudsman, and administrative court representatives will sit on the oversight committee. Vice Governor Abdul called the compromise a way to balance environmental protection with residents' livelihoods and essential state security needs, and he urged all parties to keep talking until a legally binding map is approved. For more, visit thephuketnews.com. Phuket's main public hospital is just 8 million baht shy of finishing a radiation therapy building that would spare cancer patients across the Andaman coast long, costly journeys for care. During an inspection on Friday, Thailand's Public Health Minister, Somsak Depsutin, learned that Vashida Phuket Hospital has raised 413 million baht in public donations, but has already signed a 421 million baht construction contract. Without the final 2%, the project and the state-funded high-energy particle accelerator waiting in storage remain on hold. Hospital Director Dr. Widasak Lotongkam said Vashida treats about 1,600 new cancer cases each year from Phuket, Phang Nga, and Krabi, and about half need radiation therapy. He stated that treatment costs are covered by national health funds, but families must pay their own travel and lodging to Suratthani, Songkhla, or Bangkok, which raises the cost for treatment, and some families simply give up. While Minister Somsak confirmed a separate 152 million baht budget for the 4D high-energy accelerator and simulation suite, he offered no promise that the ministry would cover the remaining construction gap, leaving the hospital to seek more donations. The minister did, however, endorse Vashida as a pilot site for premium services, outpatient clinics, and for Thailand's first advanced therapy medicinal product sandbox, aiming to test regenerative treatments and attract medical tourists. Hospital leaders also presented a 1.4 billion baht proposal for a public-private health and wellness complex on 141 Rai in Mai Khao, envisioned as the anchor of Phuket's drive to become a global health tourism hub. For now, though, the goal is more modest, raising that last 8 million baht so Andaman cancer patients can receive life-saving radiation close to home. For more, visit thephuketnews.com. Thailand's Tourism Authority, the TAT, is setting an ambitious 2026 goal of 2.8 trillion baht in tourism revenue, 5% more than they're targeting this year, by shifting from more visitors to more value. Under the plan, foreign travelers are to generate 1.63 trillion baht, domestic trips 1.17 trillion baht. The TAT Governor Tapani Kyatpaibul says that the strategy restructures the industry toward higher spending segments, spreads income to local areas, and prioritizes sustainable attractions. But the TAT governor did admit that meeting that target would be tough. Mid-year data shows arrivals lag 2019 levels, and confidence in Thai safety has slipped. The World Economic Forum now ranks the kingdom 102nd for security. China, once a quarter of all visitors, is down 34% this year, forcing the TAT to court long-haul markets and higher-spending Europeans. Phuket feels the squeeze. Hotel occupancy on the island fell to 59% in June, well below last year's low season rate, while average room rates slid to 2,394 baht. Local hoteliers say only properties that capture Indian and Middle East guests are weathering the lull. Tourism Minister Sorawong Tiantong vows extra marketing and safety measures to lift nationwide demand, but insiders warn that without faster crime prevention fixes and clear value propositions, Phuket and other hubs may struggle to reach the new revenue ceiling. For more, visit thephuketnews.com. Thanks for joining us on this edition of Phuket Extra, brought to you by pbcphuket.com. We'll see you again tomorrow on Wednesday. Until then, stay classy, Phuket.
Phuket's rapid modernization has made it one of the world's premier holiday destinations. Investors can still buy quality condominiums for as low as $75,000 US, and luxury properties can go all the way up to 20 million. condominiums in Phuket are a safe, secure bricks-and-mortar investment offering foreigners freehold ownership. Call or email Thai Residential, Phuket's #1 trusted real estate advisor, to find your perfect Phuket property.